Hey, hey, hey. It's a beautiful day. My first live from my new office. And I wanted to take some moments and get a chance to answer questions and talk to people after getting back from my event last week. I'm still coming off of a huge high for my event that I just had last week in Newark, and I wanted to talk about it. We're going to do maybe a little activation, and I can answer any questions that you have. It's good to see you. Celia Santos is here. Francisca, it's good to see you. Francisca, Vivian, love you all. Love everybody that is here. It's always good a chance to connect with everybody. Man, I'm telling you what, I wanted to share about my experience in Newark. It was odd because we were like, well, why did we set up an event in Newark in the middle of winter after this big storm? And very quickly, we started to realize there were some people there that needed that, and we met some incredible people. There's a lot of people that came back from previous events. The thing I want everybody to know is the reality revolution has the coolest, most amazing people. And when we get together, we have so much fun. That's what is amazing. Every day that people come on chat on my videos, I see you there. A lot of times I have coaching, so I can't join in with you guys. But imagine that, but also in a room with people, and it's really cool. It's amazing. These people needed to connect, and so it's just so exciting that we're starting to come together for that. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit, but we have an event coming up in Maui. It's going to be a special 4-day event. Paul Selig's going to be there on one of the nights. We're going to expand our future self shift into something even greater. Hawaii is one of my favorite places. It's at the Westin Maui, and I just can't tell you how excited I am for this. The weather is going to be great. We're going to have such a great time. Kyle's going to be there. Kyle Boyd from the Heart Coherence Collaborative is going to be there, and we have been planning this for a while. We still have tickets available at the early bird pricing. It's available for 3 more days. And the good news is you're about to see announcements from me for another event we have in Anaheim in July 25th through the 27th. We have an event in Austin in September for, I believe it's the 18th through the 20th, but I'll have exact dates on that soon. And we also have an event scheduled for Sedona that is going to be on November 20th through the 22nd. And then after that, we're looking at Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, and we have Cancun and some other stuff lined up. And those are all going to be announced very quickly. I'm updating my website so you can get a regular listing of all the new events that are there. And I just want to get a chance to meet you. I've gotten a chance now to sit and talk and meet with the people in the group, and it's my favorite thing in the world. I feel like it's a soul family. We have a worldwide soul family. In Newark, we had, I believe, people, I counted at least 15 different countries that arrived, from Australia to England to Sweden to the Netherlands, Canada, and Ireland. And I'm just blown away by the fact that we have people from around the world that are here. So just to say hi to her, hey Barbara, it's good to hear. Trish made it. That's always good. Vivian, KB, Alf Pacino, my favorite, always here. Good to see you. E- Um, English Rose made it. Diana, just always good to see everybody here. Thank you so much. I've never completely thanked you for all that you've done to help my channel, and that was what I felt at the event. Was first, it's this immense gratitude for all those people that come into the chat that supported my channel when we were just a small channel, and it really only survived because there was a group of people that really stuck with me through thick and thin, through bad episodes and good episodes. And so I just want to thank everybody for that contribution, because it meant a lot. It really did. It meant a lot for to keep the channel, because I wouldn't have been able to do these events and to offer what I've been offering. And so I wanted to give you do a little activation with you, do a little sort of meditation with you, so that you can walk away from this beautiful Saturday expanded. That was my thought. I was like, oh, I want to do a live, and I want to talk about everything that's happened and answer questions, and how can I make their day better. So I thought, hey, why don't we talk about a total expansion? So let's talk about that. I know it's been a couple months since we did a live. And so I want to say I miss this. I enjoy this. I miss all of you. You can join me on a weekly group coaching where I do meditations and teachings like this in my school group. The link for both the Maui event and the school group is in the description of this video. And you can find my group at school.com, skool.com/reality revolution. I was just saying we got back from New Jersey. We had a live event. There was 3 days of deep work. We did activations and meditations, group field sessions, and the energy in that room was unlike anything I've experienced. Every time we're doing it, it's getting stronger and stronger. I just have this clear memory at the very end where we do this new earth shift, and I called upon higher forces, higher dimensional beings to come through me in that room to spread our light. Everybody was raised in that moment. I could feel just these light beings moving through me, light coming out of me, and it it was amazing. And so after that, one of the things that kept coming up over and over again across every session, every conversation, every breakthrough was this theme, this idea underneath everything: total expansion. I think that's what everybody wants: total expansion in your love life, total expansion in your prosperity, total expansion in your health, total expansion for the people in your life, for the freedom. I want more of everything for you. And that's what we're talking about today. I want to be upfront with you about why I felt called to do this, because it's not just a concept, it's a thought that sounded good. It's something I watched transform people in real time in New Jersey. It's something I've been sitting with deeply since I got home. It's something I believe is missing from a lot of maybe what I've done and other people that are doing this practice. I want to teach you what total expansion actually means. I want to lead you through an activation built specifically around it. And of course, your questions. The Q&A is going to be open, so uh, we'll get to those in a second. Before we dive in, I want to plant a seed once again. If you're interested in going to Maui, to meeting with me, to sharing in our group energies, then you can find the link in the description. It's www.brianscottlive.com/Hawaii-2026. And that expansion, I really want as much of the soul family to join us there, because I believe something special is happening. We're about to completely blow the lid off this planet to make it something special. Who cares about what's happening in the world? So most people, not all, but most, are living, in my opinion, at a fraction of their actual capacity. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack intelligence or talent, but because at some point they made an agreement to be limited. They don't even remember sort of doing this. It happens gradually for most people, though repeated experiences that taught them to stop expecting too much. Through watching people around them, parents, siblings, friends, quietly accept less than what they deserved and deciding unconsciously that this is just how life works. Through being told so many times that they started saying no to themselves before anyone else could. And over time, that agreement with limitation becomes a sort of architecture. It becomes this invisible wall and ceiling of your life. You stop trying for certain things, and it's sort of a contraction. Contraction's not always dramatic. It can be very subtle. It could be in your setting, your friends, your dreams, your goals. And so what I want is a reversal of this total expansion for everybody that's watching. Just look at the universe. Just sit with this. The universe is expanding constantly in every direction at an accelerating rate. It's not a metaphor. This is a scientific consensus on the nature of physical reality. The universe began in an infinitely small point and has been expanded into the structure of a living, breathing, conscious human being. That intelligence, that is the same intelligence that's driving the expansion of the cosmos. It's your nature. Contraction is your learned behavior. And I want everybody who shares in my teachings, everybody that's watching this now, I want you to feel the expansion. When you feel stuck, when you feel limited, when you feel like you're spinning in place and nothing is moving, you're not experiencing your natural state. You're experiencing the result of all these agreements that you made, frequencies you locked into. And the beautiful thing, the thing that gives me so much hope and excitement every single time I think about it is that because contraction is learned, it can be unlearned because that agreement, those agreements were made, they can't be dissolved because walls that were built, but they come down. In the work that I've been doing in my own life and in working with thousands of people, I've identified, I think, three levels. The first is the story level, the story that the layer, the story that you're telling yourself. This is the narrative you carry about who you are and what's possible for you. These are the statements that live in the background of your mind. I'm not the kind of person who, or I've never been able to, or people like me don't get to do that. I used to tell those stories. The second layer is this somatic layer, the feeling layer. This is where contraction lives in the body. It's that tension in your chest, that chronic tightness across your shoulders, the subtle bracing of your jaw, the belly, the breath. The body holds the memory of every moment you contracted away from infinite possibilities, every time you shrunk. And then the third layer is the field layer, the layer you're interacting with, the most subtle, in some ways the most powerful. Your consciousness projects a field, an energetic signature that extends beyond the boundaries of your physical body. And when that field is contracted, you occupy less space in reality. You draw to you experiences, people, and circumstances that match the frequency of limitation. When that field expands, and this is the magic, reality reorganizes itself around the new frequency that you're broadcasting. Total expansion works on all these layers simultaneously. I want to activate total expansion in you. I want to paint you a picture. I want you to imagine just for a moment what your life looks like when the agreements with limitation are dissolved, when the walls come down, when the energy field is broadcasting at full capacity. Opportunities that you could not even perceive before begin to appear. Your body begins to align with expanded frequency. Relationships deepen, creative ideas flow, solutions to problems that seemed insurmountable reveal themselves. Money comes to you unexpectedly. A financial abundance, relational abundance begins to flow more naturally. And perhaps most profoundly, you begin to feel at home in your life. That low level hum of wrongness, of being slightly out of place in your own existence, of waiting for your real life to begin. At some point in your life, you made an agreement with limitation. At some point, you did. And it's hard. It's hard when I became aware that I had made this agreement with limitation. And so I want you to feel that for a moment, not analyze it, not trace it back to where it came from, just the weight of it. The places where you stopped expecting more, the quiet shelf you put your biggest dreams on somewhere. Feel that. That agreement was never the truth of you. It was the response to pain, a protective strategy, a very human adaptation, and it served you once. And those walls are not serving you anymore. And today we're going to asking them to come down. So bring your attention to the center of your chest, not to a thought about your chest, but to the actual physical space. There's something there, quality of aliveness, an awareness that's been with you your entire life. It was there when you were a child. This is the seed of your expansion, awareness, that aliveness, and it's ready to grow. Feel it begin to warm now. The warmth spreads up through your chest, into your throat, into your jaw. You're connected top to bottom. It begins this expansion that I'm activating within you. Your energy field is expanding now. It moves beyond the boundaries of your skin, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, outside of your house. You occupy more space in reality. Your presence is growing. It's happening now. In this moment, you are expanded. And from this place, I want you to do a short meditation with me. Feel the weight of your body wherever you are, sitting, lying, wherever. Let every muscle that is working to hold you together begin to soften. The muscles of the face, the small muscles around your eyes, the chest softens, the belly releases, the hips settle, the legs become heavy and warm. You're arriving into this moment, into this body. There's nowhere else to be. Just be with me for a moment. Turn your attention to the inner, not to a thought or a narrative, to the pure witnessing presence that is watching the thoughts come and go. That awareness is always here. It does not contract. Just rest in that awareness for a moment. Notice how it has no edges, how it extends in all directions without hitting a boundary. This is the ground of your being. And within that field of awareness, notice the light. There's a light at the center of your chest, the light of awareness that you are. It's never gone out. In your darkest moments, in your most contracted states, the light was always there, burning quietly, and it's burning now and ready to expand. Now watch the light as it begins to grow, expanding. The light fills your chest completely. Every cell of tissue, every chamber of your heart, every inch of your lungs bathed in light. Feel it expand. If nothing, then by the command of my voice, the light expands within you. It moves upward into the throat, not physically, but energetically, into the mind. The light moves down to the solar plexus. It moves through the belly. You are lit from within, every cell, all the way down to your feet, down through your hips, down into your feet. And now the light doesn't stop at the skin. It moves beyond the boundaries of your physical body, 1 foot beyond in every direction, 2 feet, the sphere grows, 5 feet, 10 feet. The sphere of your consciousness fills the space you're in completely. There's others watching this live with you in their home, in their own spaces. Feel that expansion of your field is meeting their expansion. There's a field effect that happens when consciousness expands in concert. All of us are expanding together. And in this expanded state, I want you to do something in this space of your imagination, which is not separate from the field of reality, but a doorway into it. Allow an image to form, the image of yourself, but not the contracted small self, not the self that made agreements with limitation, but the fully expanded self of who you are, totally expanded, the version of you living in total alignment with your purpose, thriving in your health, abundant beyond what your contracted self believed possible, deeply loved, deeply loving, creating work that matters, that moves people, that changes things, living with a sense of meaning, rich and consistent, with colors every single day. Let that image form. Don't force it. Allow it. Let it be. Let it come to you from the field. It already exists. It's not a projection of wishful thinking. See this version of yourself. Notice the way they carry their body. Notice the quality of their eyes, the smile. It's not someone else. This is you. This is you. Allow this expanded version of yourself to move toward you. They walk to you through the field. They stand before you. They look at you. The you that is here in this moment, in this body. And they smile and they send love to you because they know what you went through to get here. They remember every moment of contraction, every night of doubt, every time you almost gave up and did not. Somebody out there right now feels contracted and limited. And that's why I was called to do this live. That person, there's one person right now that's listening that needs this expansion. Reach out and place their hands on your shoulders and transmission moves. They start to send a download to you. They're reaching out, connecting to you. Feel it move through you. You are expanding, growing your baseline. This contraction no longer lives in you. And before we complete this, I want you to do one more thing. From this expanded state, send it out. Send your expanded light of love and light everywhere to everybody that's in this session with us now. Send it out to everybody in the world, those people that are in wars and conflicts, those people that are struggling, they're suffering from depression, that are challenged with hunger and debts and poverty. Send your light out. See it blessing them. From your expanded self, anything is possible. You're the reason the world can heal. And I call upon you to heal the world. It's within you to do this, and I know you can do it. And it's that simple. And that's the activation before we go into our Q&A. And so, welcome to the Reality Revolution, everyone. I'm ready to answer any questions that you might have about anything that you're going through. So I'm going to go through the chat. And if you want to put a question in the chat, I'm reading the chat now. If I miss your question, I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through, doing my best to read it. I don't want to sit and read the screen while I'm doing this. But hey, what do we got here? SH Fantasy said, I got a random check in the mail from Anonymous for $5,000. The staff at the hospital took it and hid it from me. I never got it, but random money does happen. Oh man, I'm sorry you didn't get it. You should still get that money. That money is yours. Good to see you, Charlie Faustino. Good to see you. Gay, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much for always supporting the channel. Will Brennan made it. That's always good. Rating from our center, spinning the Merkaba. Alf Pacino says, when are you getting the live band together? So now that I've got done with my event, I'm working with somebody in Atlanta, and we're going to get together and um, try to record some of the songs that you may have heard. I do have a second YouTube channel, so be sure to check it out. I believe I put the link of it in the description. We just had a new single that came out. It's called Found You. Be sure to subscribe to my new channel. I have new songs coming out every couple weeks, and I'm really proud of them. Yes, they're created by AI. Yes, you can hear them in my events. Yes, the story I tell about these songs is you can find on my episode called "I Heard Songs in Parallel Realities," and now you can too. And the idea behind this is that I started remembering songs because I come from another reality for sure, 100%. And I remembered songs from that reality, songs that were big radio hits that do not exist. I can't find anywhere. And so I would write down the lyrics to these songs that I missed. And so then once I had the technology, I started to working on all these songs that were in my head, but I wanted to hear that I've heard before that were tangible. And that's why many people that have heard my songs tell me they've heard them before because perhaps they've been in another reality. So I'm super proud of these songs. They're amazing. Yes, they're created by AI, and yes, if I could create the songs outside of AI, they would be better, and they will be better. And in some ways, these are blueprints, and we're going to work on creating them as real songs. But right now, I still love them. They're amazing. Go and listen to it. Support my Spotify channel. I would love it. Just look up the Brian Scott Musical Experience. It is amazing. But my belief is, as I explained in that episode, is that our consciousness created this technology. Maybe I don't have time because I'm working on episodes to learn how to play the piano and learn how to play the guitar. Maybe I don't have time to take singing lessons, but I have the song in me. And so my consciousness created this technology and said, now you can have your song put out. All the technologies that we see that are coming to us today are what we created in our consciousness to make life deeper and richer. I know that many of you are scared and concerned about AI, and of course that's how we should be concerned about any technology, but in some aspects this allows us to expand. Hey Osmond, good to see you, brother. Missed you in Jersey. So let's see, I'm going to go and scroll up and see if I have some more questions here. All right. Son of Andromeda says, how to keep a focused attention while in this process more easily. My mind wanders all over the place. Sometimes it feels like I can't control it. And this is a very common issue that a lot of people encounter, is the scattered mind. And especially at the beginning of the process, number one, never forget that you can't do this wrong. And even the process of attempting this, it's very, very powerful. A lot of times the mind is like a wild horse. If you've ever ridden a wild horse, it can go anywhere, it can buck you off. And in some ways, the physical body, the ego, it doesn't want you to go into those deep meditational states. So it does everything in its power to distract you. So the thing that helped me was to gain control of your mind is the Master Key book, that the Master Key. It has an exercise to start. Just sit in stillness before you have to worry about your mind. Your mind's going to wander. First thing I want you to do is gain control over your body. So sit still for 5 minutes. If you can do that, the next step is to sit in 5 minutes and then try not to think of any thoughts. Now, as soon as you do that, you will have thoughts come up. As soon as they come up, you return your focus on your breath and treat any thought that comes to you like it's not you, that you don't have to identify with it, and then sit in silence, in stillness, without any thoughts. That's a good step. It's the first step to gaining some control over your mind. The mind will always produce thoughts. That's okay. And it can always distract you. But the more you do this, the better. My goal for you is to begin. And if you can go longer, that's even better. But if you can get 17 seconds of vivid imagining where you focus on something for 17 seconds, amazing things can happen. If you can do it in 34 seconds, even better. If you can do it for a minute, then you're really starting to roll. If you can get it to 2 minutes, that's amazing. It's the beginning process is how can I do this in 15, 17 seconds? So focus on that. There's a book that I read by Christian Larson called Concentration that I recommend you listen to. Just look up concentration, Brian Scott. I also have, I believe, playlist that focuses on concentration and focusing the will. I've done a lot of teachings over the years that focus on that. So I hope that helps. All right, another question. Um, where are we at? Where are we at? Uh, Son of Andromedia also said, I struggled to keep an elevated state for long periods of time. How can I improve that? So it is an ongoing process, just like going to the gym and lifting muscles and working on this. Try to carry a state. See if you can go back and measure it. Don't be hard on yourself. Continue to create that state. Try every single technique that can help you. Sometimes a song can help you maintain a state. Sometimes a visual element, a picture that you can focus upon can help you maintain a state. Sometimes sacred geometries that you stare at can help you maintain a state. Be in an experimental mode and keep focusing and working on it, and you will get better. The Sage Rose Studio asks, how many times should we listen to a certain activation? So every activation is different, and I create some activations so that you can regularly listen to them and deepen your experience. And then some activations are designed that you can listen to it one time and you're good to go. So it depends on what the subject of the activation is and how much that you need to change. If you're in a deep poverty state where you're living on the street and you're listening to my money mindset activation, then it might be helpful for you to listen to it on a regular basis to reshift your experience that you're in your lived environment. But then there's some activations I absolutely design using specific wording and energy techniques where you only have to listen to it one time. And so monitor yourself when you listen to the activation. Do I feel a shift or change? Sometimes you kind of feel almost a click, an absolutely tangible shift in how you feel and how you are from that state. You can start to see changes that you can make in your state. So some people I meet, they claim that they do the same activation every day. And if that works for you, then you should roll with it. With anything, with any meditation that I offer or anyone else, you should be regularly monitoring yourself and your experience and your environment. And the more effective it is, then work with what works for you and ask yourself, hey, should I listen to this more? And if you feel like it changes your state and you want to maintain it, then that's a good way to do that. All right. Uh, Isa Breeze Bois says, what's your background? You're very unique. Thank you for asking that. I have a long and varied background. I've had many businesses and done many things. I initially went through college. I got my college paid for. I was a policy debater, and I was one of those people that could speak very fast. That kind of debate, not the debate where you try to make a really good oration or arguments. And so that paid for my college, and I was a debate coach. After that, I went to graduate school and I taught public speaking, and I did my master's thesis on neurolinguistic programming. And then I went to film school and was writing screenplays when I moved to Los Angeles. And I focused on sales for a long time, how to be great in sales. And I was also a certified hypnotist. I did stage hypnosis for a while. And I tell my story in my book. I reached a point where I'd started a business. I had a bookstore for a while and was doing some online businesses, and I lost everything. I was struggling with alcohol. I didn't want to live anymore. Lost the love of my life. Life wasn't good for me. Lost my kids. My kids weren't with me on a regular basis, and I felt like I was just so deeply in debt, and there was just no hope for me. My father was dying of dementia. My mom had died. I felt alone, and there was no hope for me. I had a lot of experience in research, and so I took all this knowledge I had and all the stuff I'd read about consciousness and started applying it and doing these long meditations and really experimenting with reality shifting, parallel reality shifting. And I had some phenomenal results where I changed everything in my life. I paid off all my debt. I found the love of my life. I healed. I overcame my addictions. And then I had a near death experience where some people came into my house and shot at me, and the bullet bounced off my back. But for a period of time, I felt like I was in all the dimensions and I saw all my lives. And when I came out of that, I felt like, the majority of my life, even with all this experience and knowledge I had been incredibly selfish and hadn't shared it with the world. And so I became incredibly motivated to take what I had learned and the changes in my life and to take it to the world. And so that's why you see an episode every day, because I want to help somebody out there that's in the same spot as me. And I've been given a great opportunity through this channel, through my voice, through the time that I have to touch people. And really one of the most amazing experiences when somebody comes to me and they've listened to my work and they've talked to me and they tell me how it's changed their life. I can't tell you how good it feels to know that I've made a difference in one person out there. And just to come to the event and hear people say, "Hey Brian, you changed my life with these activations and meditations," it's the most satisfying thing ever. I'm living the best life that I've ever lived, and I'm here to change your life as well. I want you to live the same experience. I feel like every person that I meet, I can help be a catalyst for you to shift into your greatest timeline, and that's my overriding motivation. All right. Let's see what else. Lillian says, "I wonder why I never get to enjoy my dreams coming true." That's a good question. Ask yourself that. Maybe you'll have an answer within. That's the story for most of the people on this planet. Most people have dreams that never come true. That's my overriding desire for you. I want your dreams to come true. I want to find a way for your dreams to come true. And I've studied the physics of this. I've researched every major author and guru and writer that have discussed how to get what you want. In fact, I have a playlist on my channel, How to Get What You Want. I've literally gone and read all the different books and articles and chapters where people discuss this. I've studied prayer and different forms of meditation and concentration. And it is possible. It was possible in my life. It can be possible for you. But I was the person that said, why don't my dreams come true? Because our dreams feel like they're far away. Our dreams feel like that they can't be accomplished. We're given a belief system from the moment we're born that our dreams can't come true. The whole world wants to tell you that your dreams can't come true. The pendulums, meaning the energetic structures, those media ideas that come out of nowhere, the social media trends that come around nowhere. All of those are trying to say the world is hopeless and your dreams can't come true. The whole world's trying to tell you your whole dream comes true. Of course, if that's what we're always hearing and seeing, of course, our dreams don't come true because we deep down we believe that our dreams can't come true. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Your dreams can come true. My life is proof of it, and all the people I've worked with is proof of it, and so many more people. I promise you that your dreams can come true. It's going to be okay. Don't stop dreaming. Start feeling into the dream and experiencing as if it's real. Have fun with it, daydream with it, experience it, write it out, write it in a book, imagine it, create videos on it. Do everything you can to experience it as vividly as you can and follow my teachings. I'm going to try to give you ways to utilize these techniques so that it can happen for you. And I promise you, your dreams can and will come true. You are a being of unlimited power. And here's the thing I don't talk about enough is behind it all, you're this expanded being of complete and total infinite power. You created the universe, or you're part of something that created the universe, and you have access to this power. You purposely chose to deny yourself of this amazing power, this amazing thing that you are, because it's fun. We're playing this game. We're playing this game of limitation on this planet, in this world, in this reality. Why would we do this? Why would we suffer in this simulation, in this hologram? Why would we do that? Why would we do that? One good way to look at this is if you're watching a football or basketball game that's really close at the end and it's tense and you don't know what's going to happen. That's exciting. And if, as an infinite being lives in absolute joy and bliss all the time, who has infinite power, it's exciting to limit yourself and forget who you are for a temporary period of time. But what I want you to do is take all those things that you struggle with, and I want you to say, hey, I want my power back. all those things that you encounter that limit you, take your power back from it. And you'll physically start to feel your power come back. And the more and more you do this, life becomes a joy. You don't even have to imagine it. Prosperity comes to you. It's a surprise. It's wonderful and glorious every single day, and that's what I want for every one of you. Um, Charlie says, "Hi, Brian. I watched your live with Kyle about the activations. Why did he say it's not for everybody?" Hi from Philippines. Uh, some people are not ready for these activations. Some people, it's too much. It can help everybody, but for some people, they're not at a place in their spiritual journey to encounter these activations. And it's my belief that they will be ready. Everybody reaches a point along the way when they're ready. He's speaking about those people that they can't comprehend it. It's too much. Maybe they're still sleeping and they're still stuck in that unconscious state. But I believe that everybody that's coming through this channel, everybody that's watching this, it's for you. It's absolutely for you. Celia Santos says, I love your new song. Thank you so much. I love that song. It's called Found You. It's a love song. I totally recommend it. You can ask Alexa. Don't say anything, Alexa. All right. You can.
Thanks for telling me.
Okay. And you can also go on Apple Music and find my song anywhere. Just look up Found You, Brian Scott Musical Experience. Daughter of Abraham Isaac Jacob says, I've been doing your videos to manifest a phone call from someone to meet with them. I've been waiting for 2 years for this meeting. Kindly try to manifest it for me. All right. So if you're trying to do something for 2 years, then it's not working. Whatever technique, whatever you're doing, I want you to try something else. All right. Now, I need to know the full story about why you haven't got a phone call. My first question I can ask is, have you called them? If you're trying to manifest a phone call, have you called them? Sometimes the best thing you can do is not wait for the phone to ring, but to call them yourself, text them, email them, reach out to them. Sometimes we wait to have that communication with somebody that we are attracted to or that we want in our lives. Now, if there's a reason behind this, if they're with someone else, if something had happened in the past, then I want you to work through that. And what I will tell you, what I found in the way the hologram and the simulation works, is that if you're not going to get a phone call from that person, there's somebody that's identical or better that you can get a phone call from. Know that the universe is abundant. There's not one person that you need a phone call. There's tons of people that will end up giving you a call. And there may be somebody that's even better than this. Now, I don't know the full story behind it. But if you're holding any resentment, if you're holding any aspect where you're resenting this person for not contacting you, I need you to release that resentment. Hold them in a space of love, but also don't make it too important. Anything we try to manifest, anything that we try to create, that we put up on a pedestal and say, I have to have this. This is the most important thing in the world, you will never get, because there's an energy of excess potential that is created when you do that. So you have to have a feeling like it's all good if they don't contact me or not. Usually that's when it starts to happen, when you let it go, when you release it. Okay? All right. Sage Rose Studio. If I could do a sleep meditation specific for business success, all my money meditations are designed around that. But yes, we can do a sleep meditation that's designed about business success. I'm putting it on the list. All right. Claudia says your music and your teaching are awesome. I thank you. Barbara Penner says, is it normal to want to be alone and never have the desire to get married, to be in an intimate relationship? Maybe it's due to karma. I'm not sure. It's absolutely okay to be alone. There's no requirement that you have to be with somebody. And sometimes the best person that you can be with is yourself. And right now, you're in a loving relationship with yourself. Sometimes that's the place where somebody comes along, but you let it go. There's no need for you to be with anybody. If you're happy and you're expanding and you're meeting people, the thing that we want to avoid is to think we don't have to be around people. And it's very common for spiritual people to reach a point where they don't feel like they can have connections with other people. They they sit inside their homes and they don't reach out and connect with people. So even if you don't want to have a married or loving relationship, that's fine, but don't isolate yourself. Know that there's communities that are available that you can connect with. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. And it's absolutely okay. There's people that are thriving, succeeding, prospering, and are absolutely happy in their perfect timeline that are not with a partner. Maybe it's related to previous experiences. Maybe it's in general the sort of person that you are, and that's okay. And it's awesome. I say it's awesome. All right. Grateful Awareness says, where can we hear him? If you're referring to the music, the first place you can find my music is on YouTube. You just look up Brian Scott Musical Experience. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get alerts and notifications of new songs that are available. And you can listen to, I believe it's 9 songs I've already released. And we'll have the new album coming. We're slowly releasing a new song from the new album. And I can't wait for you to hear it all. And Brother Osmond, let's see, going from there. Good. Thank you. Be careful if you're driving and listening, brother. Always good to see you, Nikki. Thank you for be safe, Osman. Let's see. Question. Gokuha 8676 says, my life is moving backwards in medical school. I had to postpone my exam. Can I still reach my highest timeline? My friends seem to be on easy street. Please help. So I want you to be brutally honest with yourself and divorce yourself from your ego and ask yourself, why am I struggling with medical school? I remember you. I remember in previous lives that you asked questions of me. So I want you to be honest. Why am I struggling with this? And then the second question I want you to ask yourself, am I spending the appropriate amount of time on this? Some people I've worked with that are in situations similar to what you're going through in medical school or law school, where it requires heavy concentration and work, they'll complain, I'm not doing as well on this, and they're not spending the time on it. Those are schools, particularly medical school, that require your particular attention. Now, metaphysically, you need to connect to the version of yourself that is absolutely thriving in medical school. Download their information. This can speed up the process, but it still requires you to memorize, to listen, to go to your classes, to do everything that you can. And the more preparation and work that you do, the more easy street it feels. And your friends that are on easy street may be on easy street because they're spending the time to do that. All right. But continue to see yourself in the end, completing your medical school work. See yourself in that, and it opens you up to doorways where you move through different possibilities, where you are making the right preparation, doing the right actions, and remembering the things that you need to remember on your tests and thriving on those things. Um, I see your details, daughters of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Um, so maybe give him. So you said you said someone was lying to you, about you to him. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Don't be concerned about what other people have said about you with that person. I would try to contact them. See if you can reach out yourself and make contact with them. Alf Pacino says, I found my partner when I was alone for almost 2 years and perfectly happy with it. See, that was me. Once I grew to really fall in love with myself and enjoy being with myself and enjoy being alone, that's when you find love. So if there are people struggling right now, just spend some time alone. Really get to enjoy being alone. Because if you can be happy alone, other people will be happy in your presence. It's a good thing. You're right, Alf Pacino. Um, Andrea says, Brian, what happens whenever you do manifest a large sum of money? How do I share that with the family that comes from lack mindset in a lower vibration? So if you do manifest large sums of money, then you will naturally find the best ways to use it. You can keep it, you can give it, you can spend it, you can invest it, all of those things. Our goal is not just to receive large sums of money. Because when I first started receiving large sums of money in manifestation form, I was immediately having to send it out because I had huge debts. And I'd set myself up so that I never felt like I could keep the money. So we want you to have this money come to you, and you go with what makes you excited. If it feels exciting to give to those people that are in lack, then give it to them. If it gives you excitement to give it to people that need it, then do it. If it gives you excitement to go and spend it on a yacht, then spend it on the yacht. You can do whatever you want with it. You're a being of unlimited power, and there's no wrong choice. And if you want to bring other people up, it doesn't work just to tell them. People are not ready for it. You can say, hey, you can manifest large sums of money. They won't believe you. All right. But you can be an example. When you manifest large sums of money, you can be an example. Hey, look at me. I manifested this money. That's the example that you're giving. So be the example. And then when somebody comes and asks you a question, somebody says, how did you do this? That's the doorway that opens up where you can say, let me share what I learned. This is how I was able to manifest that large sum of money. All right. Martine, always good to see you, Martine. Love you forever. You say, I'm sending love to Rosie, who is under the bombings in Lebanon. Let's everybody send love and light to Rosie or anybody in the Middle East, whatever they're doing, that is suffering. We see you. We know who you are. You are free. You are free. You are free. Accept our light. Let it flow through us. Know that you are healed, and we hold you in our hearts. We send love and light to all of you. Let's see here. What's another good question we got? Question. Vivian says, would part of manifesting wealth is not able to make any deals with the wrong people, which all of a sudden gave me their backs? I added this affirmation to the wealth AFM you gave us. Yes, the people that come into our lives, we manifest a specific type of person that offer us deals or they turn your backs. We're always learning about what we are experiencing in our reality. And so, especially with the people, those are just mere reflections of what's going on with us. So, if you have people coming to you and they're turning your backs on you, then first of all, accept responsibility. There's some part of you that's turning your back on them. And it may be very, very subtle on a subconscious level. Openly embrace and know that you can shift this. Become the magnet that you are. Magnetize this, affirm it, continue to affirm that money's coming to you from multiple sources on a continuous basis in the best interest of all, easily and quickly. Continue to see it, continue to visualize it, continue to feel it, continue to experience it, continue to pray upon it. What you focus on, you get. So continue to focus on that. And if you have these unusual experiences where people come into your relationship and they do things that don't vibe with you, that don't vibe with what you're trying to manifest, then reach inside and heal that part of you. Maybe it's a resentment that you have. Maybe it's frustration, anger, fear that you hold. Those are things that projected outward bring people to us that show us what we're feeling. And so cleanse yourself of that. There's several different ways to do that. I have an episode called the dissolve technique. Dissolve it. You can call upon the violet flame to release it. You can call upon, I call upon Christ. I call upon angels. I call upon God. Whatever works for you, whatever being that you call upon, ask for their help. Please, I wish to release this pattern that I have set up in the field. Remember, the pattern is happening because of the power you put into it. So take your power back from it. And then you won't see those same patterns, or the people coming into your environment will be different. Daughter of Abraham says, I did multiple times and nothing. Is it possible to quickly manifest the meeting? It's possible, but if you've been working on it for 2 years, I want you to let it go briefly, entering into the feeling of excitement of meeting that person and opening yourself up to different possibilities of people that are the same, but maybe better, that can come into your life. Trish says, Brian, with all you do, how do you determine which project to focus on next? What's your compass? I struggle with plate spinning and end up not completing things. Very, very good question. And I am always in the moment. So a lot of times when I sit down to write an episode, I don't know what I'm going to write. And then something comes through me. And the more that I can be in the moment, the more ideas that come to me. And it can seem overwhelming. Like you have a bunch of stuff that you have to do. And the first thing is write down everything that you have to do. Write it down so that you can see it. So if you feel like plates are spinning, for the worst thing is like, I don't know what I have to do. So have a clear idea of all the things that you have to do. And so get those things cleared away. Give yourself a space where you can be creative and open up to new ideas and allow those ideas to flow through you. And that's what works for me is I try to get done with the stuff I need to do and give myself the space so that I have the creativity and freedom of new ideas coming through me, and understand the best ideas are coming from beyond you or from your larger self. So I will go into the silence and new and wonderful ideas start to come with me. And the better and the more I do that, the better it gets. Let's see, what else do we got here? Any other questions? All right. Milha says, how can I find my frail? Been years trying, got through medical school to spend the next 7 years regretting it, finding my soul purpose, to get a prestigious job only to find out it all not. When you say frail, are you referring to the frailing that is in reality transurfing? I don't clarify what you mean by what you're looking for with your frail. All right. LMB 1298 says every time I need a new client, I search existing clients' driveways for pyrite. When I find a piece, I always receive a new client within days of finding that stone. Interesting. I've never heard that. Abundantly Empowered asks, Hi, Brian. It's been tough trying to keep my nervous system regulated with all the chaos and disclosures happening in the world. And I know staying calm is the key to manifesting. So there's a key that is in your question, that you're allowing the chaos and the disclosures in the world to affect your nervous system. This is the teaching, the pendulums, all the chaos, all those things that are in the world. I want all of us to remind ourselves, none of it is real. Everything is an illusion that you created. And you don't need to attach yourself to the chaos that's happening in the world. You don't need to obsess about it. You can actually let it go. It doesn't have to be something that's important to you. And so you're defining and creating your own reality. And all the stuff that's happening, that's always been happening. It's been happening since the beginning of time. You go back 1,000 years and there's similar stuff that's been happening. All this stuff that's continued to happening is just a part of the simulation. It's part of the illusion. Don't give your energy to it. The other thing to balance your nervous system is to breathe. Learn the power of your breath. Learn breathing techniques where you sit, do alternate nostril breathing, because a lot of times that happens when one part of your brain is focused over another. So alternate nostril breathing. Then you can do box breathing, breathing in for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds. You can create the relaxation response by going into heart coherence, breathing in, bringing your mind and consciousness to your heart, moving your consciousness to your heart, breathing in for 5 seconds, big long breath in, and then breathing out for longer than 5 seconds. The key is your out breath has to be longer than the in breath, because that creates a relaxation response, and it automatically moves your nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic. And that shift will regulate your nervous system. When you become aware that your nervous system is not regulated, go to the breath. And then what am I focusing on? Step away from the phone. There's no need for you to doom scroll. And I know it can be fun. There's a part of us that become sort of addicted to the doom scroll. And that addiction, we even though it's not good for us, it hurts our nervous system. There's these chemicals that are released and we become addicted to it. So understand that you're dealing with an addiction. You go through withdrawals. And so then focus on positive pendulums, positive things. Join the reality revolution. Join groups that support you. And then when you focus on this, when you continually focus on creating your reality, a bubble forms around you where good things are happening all the time. Everything's working to your advantage. And even those crazy things that are happening in the world, they don't affect you. All right. What else do we got? Question. Where's the video on exercising the third eye that you created a couple years back? I want it, please. I can't find it on your channel. It should be there. I have not deleted any videos on the third eye. Go to my playlist and there's a third eye playlist. And then reach out to me if you know the specific details of it, and I will work on that. I'm not sure. Maybe I can find it. I'm sorry about that. Um, Goguha says I made improvements on my test scores, which is good. I think I need to focus on that. Yes, if you've made improvements, keep doing what you're doing, and then they will improve. Um, Erica says, how can you not overthink? Number one, I want you to don't be hard on yourself. We all overthink. And if you become aware of something that you're thinking that's creating negative feelings in your body, then declare the opposite of it, affirm the opposite of it. Focus on your breathing, let it go. And as you do this, you'll get better and better at letting go of the overthinking. The more and more that you trust that you are powerful, that you are awesome, that overthinking can go away. And we all go through periods of overthinking. It's totally normal. And so your goal is to gain some level of control over the nature of that overthinking. And that can start with just sitting and trying to clear your mind for a couple of minutes, sitting in silence, sitting in stillness. That will be the first step. Let's see what else we got. Am I missing any others? Mario Pereira Consultor says, Brian, how can we extend the manifestation time? If we're having results, how can we extend it? So I'd probably need some specifics from you about what you're saying. So you're manifesting exactly what you're thinking. So if there's some way to integrate the idea of extension in terms of money, when I affirm like we do in the meditation tonight on a continuous basis, I affirm that I'm receiving this money on a continuous basis, which extends it out in the best interest of all on a continuous basis. So find a way to focus on extending it. Imagine it being extended, seeing what that looks like, and integrating it into the way you're imagining it. Don't forget that you're the one that's creating everything. You are the one that has the power. All right. Let's see if we have any other questions. Brian, my dear, Kitchen Table Tarot says, I've been meditating on twin flames before I start posting on page about. I really want to ask trust ascended masters your thoughts. My intuition is going through refinement. So let me tell you my view on the twin flame. A lot of there's been too much distortion around the teachings on twin flames. Somewhere along the way, somebody realized they can make a lot of money on the twin flame. So there's some groups out there that are absolutely not correct about their relationship with twin flames, and that so those teachers have distorted this teaching. My belief is that love in general is abundant. Now, there is a concept that some people say, oh, the twin flame comes that you're part of the same soul. And I've also found channelings and teachers that have said that that's very rare, and that most of the time the twin flame aspect, this other soul aspect, is most of the time, like 99.999% of the time, is one of your spirit guides or a part of you that's guiding you behind the scenes, but not incarnated on the planet. And then a lot of people will use the twin flame as a form of manipulation, like, oh, baby, I can tell you're my twin flame. I can tell for sure. And it becomes this sort of form of come on or manipulation. And there's no way to truly confirm with it. And it's been used as a form of distortion, like, oh, you have to stay with me, even though I'm abusing you. You have to stay with me because I'm your twin flame. And the implication behind it is there's no one else, that I'm the one that has to be with you. And that's simply not true. Now, there are multiple teachings on twin flames. I'm not referring to one. There's some teachings that are that this is not necessarily your love, but a passionate connection that you have. They can be friends, they can be parents. That could also be true. I believe that we're all one being. So the twin flame moves away from that. I believe we're all twin flames, that all of us are twin flames, that we're all the same being. There's an abundance of twin flames that are around us. There are unique circumstances where there are two people that are uniquely for them, but you don't need to make that your focus. Know that there's a love out there that is so dynamic, wonderful, and perfect for you. And maybe they're your twin flame and maybe they're not. So I have an episode on twin flames. Be sure to look up Brian Scott, twin flames, and you can see a little more of the evidence and discussion of what I'm talking about. Yes, abundantly empowered. There is a twin flame cult. There is. There's even some documentaries on it. And boy, oh boy, there's some people that have been taken advantage of through the teachings of the twin flame, where they're being told, "Oh, I can find your twin flame, but $20,000, maybe 50,000, I can find you that twin flame." I don't want people to be manipulated. I want people to hold on to this teaching as maybe there's something to it. Maybe I can learn from it. But don't let anybody tell you they know, because that's the nature of third density, is that we don't know. It's the law of confusion. Nobody knows exactly for sure. We have thought, we have a suspicion. We have things that come to us that kind of show the truth. And that's the way we have to roll with it. The only way I know something is through my own internal experience. That's the way I know the truth. All right. Burn Adita says, in your experience, what practical habits help someone maintain the wealth frequency in everyday life so opportunities and income begin to align? The first habit is never speaking down about yourself in terms of your wealth. You declare, I am wealthy. That's the first and most fundamental habit, because there are people that say, I'm poor, and they'll say those words. I'm struggling. I'm always struggling. I never have enough. Analyze the words that you're using. The the next habit is to release any sort of program that you receive from your childhood. Many people will do that. They will allow these beliefs that they get from their parents define who they are on a financial level. The next step is to open yourself to an expanded version of yourself that can be wealthy. Make that your identity. The number one thing that determines your wealth is your identity. And so determine with ruthless vigor, what is my identity to wealth? To retain that mindset, you need to come from a place of wealth. And that at the beginning, it may require you to daydream, to put yourself in a feeling and imagined state where you are living in a world where you have your dream home, you have your yacht, you can fly on that jet. Enjoy that. Live in it so much that it becomes real for you. Walk in that. Walk around in that. It's just like when we were kids and we made believe. So play make believe at the beginning that you are wealthy, because here's the truth: you're not lying to yourself when you make believe. You are wealthy. You are infinite abundance. You are infinitely powerful. And if you open up to the expanded version of yourself, you are so rich. You have so much money that's available to you, that's constantly flowing to you from many different ultimate sources. You won't even look at your bank account. You'll always know that you have more than enough. And if you can open up to this wealth mindset, if you can open up to your true expansiveness, and if you feel like you still feel limited, don't rely on the stories that you've heard in the past about yourself or the experiences that you have, because none of that has to be real. None of that determines what you're going to experience. And there's so much more to it. I'm constantly creating activations. Those wealth activations are designed to create that money mindset. And I will continue to work on that. And if you're suffering with this, if it's struggling, if you have that mindset, I feel you. I've been there. I will continue to work on it to help find ways for you to create that money mindset. Um, all right, what else do we got? Daughters of Abraham's Isaac Jacobs says, in a video, you said that others can imagine for another to bring in a manifestation. May you kindly imagine for my phone rings from this person or someone better for the me. I will imagine that your phone rings or someone better. I'm going to imagine as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to put you in my imagination. I promise, I promise, I promise. All right. What else do we got? Northwest Wind. Have I studied Advaita, Vedanta, or Kashmir Shaivism? What spiritual tradition was your favorite to study in Yogananda, your favorite for self-realization, or your top three favorite enlightenment teachers? I've studied all those things and I have deep knowledge, and I've tried to dedicate episodes, and I have some episodes where I read some Yogananda. And so it's very hard for me to pick my top three favorite enlightenment teachers. It's very difficult for me to pick those out, because I like everybody from Neville Goddard to Joseph Murphy to Tony Robbins to Vadim Zealand. And so, as I read all of these, and I've read entire books and chapters from every great teacher, Christ was an amazing teacher. Buddha was an amazing teacher. I am continually that Lao Tzu was amazing, and it's hard for me to pick the very best one because once you reach a certain state, you'll realize that it was all coming from you and that you are the best teacher. And if there's one thing that you can come from me, those things are great, and you'll find great ideas, and you'll have amazing learnings from all of those things. But ultimately, you will reach a state where you are your greatest teacher. You're the guru for yourself. Dale Johnson said, I had a bad worker prayed that something could be done. Her boss called me and asked if I had any concerns, just like magic. Um, Interesting. So I get from your impression that the prayer worked and it worked like magic. So that's awesome. I love that as an example. Um, Mali, well, you said I meant frail from reality transurfing, but you're treating frail like it's a noun. Frailing is actually something that you do. It's a form. You frail. You bring up somebody else's when you're imagining for someone else. So I would like for you to clarify when you say you're trying to manifest a frail. You're referring to it as a noun. So explain more clearly what you mean when you say frail from reality transurfing. Sophia Akasha says, Brian, could you please hold me in divine healing? I have a huge medical surgery and I have small children. I want to survive and thrive. So I want everybody in the group to send light and love to Sophia. Hold it in your heart. Send it directly to Sophia. Right now in this moment, I want you to feel light flowing to you, overwhelming you. You are loved. You are whole. It is done. All right. What else do we got here? What video techniques do you recommend to get out of debt to help others financially? So I have a video called Overcoming Debt. I recommend that you watch that. There's some, and I've discussed this in several ways. Number one way that you can overcome debt is to manifest more money. The problem is a lot of people will focus on debt, and when you focus on debt, you'll get more of it. So it's a very unique way of manifesting. You're not focusing the payment of the debt. You're focusing money that comes in. And so one affirmation, I have a sleep meditation and a meditation that's created around that uh, uh, is I am so happy and grateful now for the complete payment of all financial obligations in God's own wonderful way. That one really works for me. When I say that on a regular basis, I find my debts being paid and I'm not focusing on my debt. It can sometimes feel overwhelming. I'm someone that's been hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt when the only abundance I had in my life, the only money I had was what was available on a credit card. So I know if you're suffering from debt, it can be the worst, most horrible thing because it lingers all the time. And the hardest thing to do is to escape from that, is to not focus on it, but know that you are the source of all your income. It's not out there. And so, as the money, you have a cosmic overdraft protection if you really open up to it. And that means if you run out of money, it's going to come from somewhere. You're protected and you're safe, and this money is going to come to you. And notice when you focus on the money coming in, the money will always come in when there's more than enough. I'm so happy and grateful now for the complete payment of all financial obligations in God's own wonderful way. Let's see here. Osman, I'm super glad we manifested each other here. That's for sure. Sovereign Being asks, what is your routine? What spiritual practices do I do daily? My routine is I get up, I do energy exercises, and I do a short meditation in the morning. I go about my day. I'm constantly keeping myself in check. I have regular affirmations that I use throughout the day. I exercise. I think that's important. It's a part of what I do. And when I exercise, I'm also saying or listening to affirmations. And I do affirmations at night and I do sleep affirmations. You do reach a point when you're in the frequency, when you're in the flow, that you don't even need to that you don't even need to meditate, that you're constantly in the space of the flow. I would recommend that you read a book called Bustin' Loose from the Money Game. That's where he describes a state that you reach at the end of the book, and that's where it is when you've regained your power and you're focused totally, and everything is working for you. No longer am I manifesting; I'm living it. And so, um, oftentimes, sometimes I'm free when I wake up. What am I going to do today? Maybe it is a meditation. Maybe it's me going for a walk, constantly trying new stuff, new ways to bring new experiences into my life. And so sometimes I don't have a routine. I had more routines more at the beginning of my process than I do now. Gokuha says, Brian, I did get a passing score on my exam. I did last week, so amplify that in the days of rest are okay, right? If you got a passing score, I'm super proud of you. I'm so glad that it worked. Keep doing what you're doing. Love in Action says, please make an activation or meditation on becoming a great public speaker. I will consider doing that as a public speaking teacher. I appreciate the battle that some of you have in public speaking. You got this, and I'll put that on the list. The list is long though, so um, let's see here. Question: how can you tap into the soul's purpose according to reality transurfing? Um, I wouldn't rely entirely on transurfing to find your soul's purpose, but what I would do, the first question I like to ask when it's about soul's purpose is, what did you do when you were a kid that made you excited? What is it that really lights you up? What are the things that excite you? Go back to that. And a lot of times you'll find clues in your childhood about who you are and what you're trying to do. Many times we have multiple purposes, and sometimes those are determined by the things that we're good at. There's something unique that's specific to you because of your unique experience that can define your purpose. Maybe it's that you're a good healer, maybe you're a good teacher, maybe it's something about business. Everybody has their own unique purpose. The number one thing for anything that anybody asks me, if you ask yourself a question, you will receive the answer. So if you continue to ask yourself, what's my purpose? You write that down on a piece of paper, you will get an answer. Continue to focus on that. Um, all right. Thank you for the advice on credit cards and money. Yes, always. Okay. So I just want to thank everybody for spending this time with me and getting this chance to answer some questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Please, when you get a chance, click that link. If you're interested in attending the Maui event, the early bird price is still available until May 10th. And it's 4 days at the Westin Maui, one of the most beautiful places, one of the most amazing experiences. I have so many incredible things planned. Paul Selig's going to be there fully channeling for the full hour. And so it'll be an activation, it'll be an attunement, it'll be an expansion. We're going to experience something that is out of this world. And as I do these events, everyone gets exponentially better. We're getting better at running the sound, we're getting better at the whole entire experience. And this in particular will be one of the most special experiences. I've been so excited for it, and I'm gonna scream for the mountaintops. Please join me in Maui. I want to meet you. I want to talk to you personally, and I want you to have the best 4 days of your life. And that's what we're working on. We do a process where I awaken your pineal gland. You meet your higher self. You see your greatest timeline. You meet your future self. You merge with your future self. We give you clear guidance on how to navigate this new reality. We will activate your quantum heart. We will do the bliss body meditation, which is one of the most amazing experiences live that you'll ever experience. We will remember your future. We will open to love. We will manifest large sums of money. We will awaken your energy centers and so much more. I hope to see you there. Also, join my school group where we have weekly sessions just like this, and masterminds and networking sessions and exclusive content that you can't get anywhere else. And all the links are in the description of this video. And I'm sending my love to everybody. Thank you for joining me, and go out and have the most amazing Saturday that you can have. I know there are people from all over the world. So I'm seeing and imagining, I'm going to hold this moment. Everybody hold this moment, sending the light, imagining the best for everybody, sending your love, seeing everybody who walks away from this having the best day that you can imagine. And as always and forever, welcome to the reality revolution.